If you like listening to podcasts as much as we do, you may want to listen to us while you're working out or going for a run or doing a number of other things. Maybe you're grocery shopping or maybe you listen to us while you're supposed to be working. Whatever it is, if you want to add a beat in the background for some extra motivation, you should check out this new app called Podbeat.
Podbeat is a free mobile app that lets you add any beat style to any podcast for your workout. It's easy to use and free to download in the App Store. Sometimes podcasts may lose your attention because you're just listening to someone talk. With Podbeat, podcasts are a lot more fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And the other thing that I really like about Podbeat is that you can choose from a bunch of different beats. So it's not like you're listening to the same thing over and over. There are a ton of options. Some that I prefer myself. I really like the funk beat, which you can hear in the background right now. And another one that's one of my favorites is the trap beat.
I agree. I love the trap beat as well. I also really like that for each beat I pick, I can change the treble, the BPM, the volume, and the bass levels. I'm like my own DJ. It's a lot of fun. Definitely check out Podbeat in the App Store or also on Google Play Store for Android users. Okay, on to the show.
Episode 12 of the Rewind Rewatch Podcast. I'm Joel.
And I am Andreen.
And we're back with another lovely episode. This is a podcast with two siblings, me and my sister, and we rewatch 90s films. We rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 rewinds based on how much we enjoyed the rewatch, how well they've aged, how good they generally are. We try to come up with a theme for each film that we rewatch, and also just discuss the film in general, as well as any memorable quotes that came up. Mm-hmm. And this week, for episode 12, we have 1995's Clueless, starring Alicia Silverstone.
Another listener request.
You guys are really holding it down, killing it with the requests.
Listeners, I should say. There were multiple people requesting this one.
Yeah, for sure. And we were trying to figure out last week, like, all right, so what should we do for the next episode? We're looking at the request that came in. I'm like, yeah, let's do Clueless. Like, Clueless is dope.
Yeah.
I watched this movie maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously rewatched it again before we recorded this. And I still feel like there was a lot of the film that I didn't fully remember, even though I had watched it fairly recently.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. The plot kind of jumps around. It's like multiple plots, kind of. And I feel like this is one of those movies where every time I watch it, I kind of like forget about some area of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happened.
Right.
So yeah, this was a good rewatch. And before we start getting into kind of our summary of the movie, I think it's your turn to give us a one-sentence summary of Clueless, which we just talked about. It goes in a few different directions.
I know. It's like, what do I want to...
This is probably...
How do I discuss this?
Yeah.
Okay. A popular high school student... okay, hold on. let me start over. Hold on. How do I do this? Okay.
How do I breathe?
Without you? Mm-hmm. I want to know. Was that Jewel?
I think it was Jewel.
90s?
Or it might have been Leanne Rimes, actually.
Oh, it was Leanne.
Yeah.
It was Leanne.
Yeah, shout out to Leanne Rimes.
Okay. Okay. A popular high school student aims to give a new student a makeover. And along the way learns that she's clueless about love.
I mean, I think you could have just stopped with the makeover part.
Yeah, but there's more than that. It was like...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the popular girl, the nerdy girl, she's not really nerdy, but she's new. She's different.
She's not from... Yeah, they're not from the same place at all. And even like her tastes are different than what Cher would think to be, acceptable and popular.
Oh, yeah. And this is probably our second high school movie behind Can't Hardly Wait.
Yes.
And I think with 90s movies, with 90s teen movies particularly, there is this ongoing theme that you see of like popular kids, not so popular kids. I mean, even Mean Girls, which came out in the 2000s, is kind of like, you know, these kids sit at this table and these kids sit at that table. And high school can kind of be like that, but I feel like they were really like hammering that idea home in the 90s.
Yeah, they were.
Of like certain kids do certain things and they believe certain things and they act a certain way. And so this movie is aligned with that, where Cher, played by Alicia Silverstone, her best friend Dion, who's played by Stacey Dash, they live in this rich LA neighborhood. Very wealthy. I mean,
extremely. These houses, I mean, I could not.
Ridiculous. These kids are freaking loaded. The first like couple frames of the movie is them hanging out at a pool party in Cher's backyard, and her pool has a grotto. And I'm like, this is her house?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Not to mention like her closet.
I mean, listen.
Like I remember watching this when I was younger and being like, oh, like I would love to have a closet like that one day.
I mean, I would love to have a closet like that one day.
It's 2024 and we still don't have these closets. Like, what?
We don't have these closets. Somebody does.
Do people have these where like you can go to your computer and what do I want to wear today? And you can match your top with your bottom and then the clothes just come around as if she's in some kind of like personal dry cleaner place.
No, it's amazing.
And the clothes just come around. You know, we've seen the nice shoe racks before. We've seen like rows of shoes. That is not so much as crazy or as much as the actual moving closet. That was just so dope to me. I was like, oh man, this is her. But then also like I feel like, well, I'll get into like her personality later. I was just thinking about all the different ways that just 90s things come up in this film. Mm-hmm. Like throughout the entire movie, like the phrases, like the as if, of course, is like.
I mean, well, as if was,
the big one.
Was coined from this film.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was how the movie was marketed, even like before I even saw it. Because this movie comes out, I'm 9. So presumably, if I had even seen it the year it came out, which I'm not sure that I did, but this movie would have gone way over my head for the most part. Yeah. But I do remember it being marketed very heavily because it was like on TV all the time, commercials and cross promotions and stuff. And it was pretty much marketed as like the cool, hip, modern movie. Like these are kids who are like on the edge of, what's cool and what's modern.
Yeah.
So like
fashion.
Yeah, like the fashion choices, the fact they all had cell phones, the language that they use, fat, dope, slamming, whatever they were saying, whatever
with the W.
With the W, as if. But it was like, they were kind of like using some of the modern quote unquote cool phraseology, but then also coining their own in the process.
Exactly. That was a lot of fun. I also really liked watching it when I was younger was the fact that like her best friend was a black girl, like who was rich and who like, so it wasn't like this, racial divide. It was just like, oh, it was just classism.
Yeah. Just good old fashioned classism. No racism here, folks.
So that was encouraging to watch. It was like, oh, there's a black girl out there and her bummy boyfriend with his baggy pants.
Murray. Murray played by Donald Faison. You've got Paul Rudd who plays
the brother-in-law.
The brother-in-law.
Well, no, sorry. The stepbrother.
So her dad was divorced from his previous marriage. Josh was the ex-wife's son.
You're right.
And so Josh and Cher are former step siblings.
Right.
And then you have Brittany Murphy, who plays Ty, who is the
new girl.
The new girl from the East Coast who Cher and Dion decide they're going to fix and make her popular.
I mean, the lines of Ty were like some of the funniest ones.
Yeah.
That like I never caught before when I was younger watching it and watching it back now. I was like, oh, this is hilarious. Like
the herbal refreshment line?
Yeah.
That was so good.
How you like California?
Man, I'm freaking.
I could really use some sort of an herbal refreshment.
Oh, well, we do lunch in 10 minutes. We don't have any tea, but we have Coke and stuff.
No shit, you guys got Coke here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is America.
So I guess kind of the idea of this movie is Cher is 16, so she's presumably, a sophomore, maybe a junior.
She's not even 16 yet. Because she makes it a point when she talks to Ty. Ty's like, how old are you? And she was like 15. And she was like, when's your birthday or something? And Cher was a few months older than her. At the end of the movie,
she's 16.
She says she's 16 when the wedding happens. She's
okay.
like, I'm only 16. But I'm like, these are 15-year-olds?
Oh, that's interesting.
I kept saying that to myself, like, well, then I guess at some point, I guess she does turn 16 because she does try to get her permit.
Right.
So, yeah, 15, 16, but still, like, they're young.
So, speaking of the fact that they're young. I kind of want to go back to the fashion thing because Cher and Dion are obviously, like I said, like, they're supposed to be hip, they're supposed to be modern, they're supposed to be the cool kids, and they're also supposed to be, like, on the cutting edge of what's cool. So, they're also, like, trendsetters and creating trends with some of their fashion choices. But I thought it was interesting that these were presumably high school sophomores.
Oh my God.
And they were wearing like heels and dresses to school. And I was just thinking about like, I remember how I used to dress in high school. It wasn't anything like that.
At all.
But I do like remember there were certain girls at my high school who would definitely wear like heels and suits, business suits and like
or short skirts,
dresses and like they might not have necessarily had the money or even like they might not have been wearing like the Gucci and the Prada, but they were definitely dressing like grown ass women in high school. So yeah, I thought that was interesting because you didn't really see any of the guys dressed like that either.
Well, until what's that guy? Was it
Christian?
Christian shows up. Is that his name, Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
Yeah. Until he shows up, like
right, straight from the 50s. This freaking guy. Oh man,
he's like, does this jacket say Jason Priestley or what did he say?
He said Jimmy Dean or Jason Priestley.
Yeah, I
was like, all right, bro.
James Dean.
And Jimmy Dean is the sausage guy. So I don't think he wanted to dress like that. Yeah, maybe James Dean makes a little bit more sense.
James Dean. That guy was too cool for school.
He was too cool for me. I was actually kind of fed up with Christian. We'll certainly get to him. So the way the movie starts is kind of like Cher's in high school. We know that she's learning how to drive. She's driving herself to school despite not having a permit yet, which is interesting. Yeah, I didn't really understand
her
like
dad
why she's
watch.
Just driving around town. Her dad is basically a big shot lawyer who litigates for, $1 million claims and has kind of has an aloof sense of parenting.
Oh yeah.
She's an only child. Her mother passed when she was a baby, so it's really just her and her dad.
Due to a liposuction mishap.
Yeah, a liposuction mishap, which is like that's how everyone usually goes. And when she goes to school, she's kind of like she kind of has a. You kind of get the sense that her and the rest of the people in her school all have like an elevated sense of themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
Where like they all think they're smarter than they are. They all think they're better looking than they are. They all are kind of like silver spoon babies who have a very small view of the world. And even when she's in like debate class, and she calls the Haitians like the Haitians.
Haitians, yeah. She kept saying it over and over again. I was like, why is she pronouncing it like that?
The Haitians. And like, well, yeah, I'll get to this in a second. Well, actually, let's get to it right now.
All right.
Is Cher smart?
Okay.
Because I was going back and forth on this the entire time.
I think that Cher knows how to manipulate extremely well.
Yes,
because
that's obvious.
Her father taught her how to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, she's been changing her grades, like, since forever. She basically just says things to her teachers, make them feel bad for her, and they change the grade from a C to a B or a B to an A. And that's kind of one of the subplots here. It's like...
Or a C plus to an A minus, which is what she was able to pull off.
It's like the whole idea of this one teacher who does this debate class, gave her like a C, and she's like, "Bro,
Played by Wallace Shawn.
This is not." Oh, from the Princess Bride. Yes.
Inconceivable.
And she, of course, is like, "I can't get a C. My daddy will like." Although he's hands off, he's still. If she was home to see, her dad is gonna be pretty pissed.
Yeah, no, he's not here for that.
He's not here for that at all. So she's like, "Oh, I got to figure out how to change this grade." And when she tries, it fails, of course, initially. But then she's like, "He just needs a boink fest." Is I think what Dion says.
Mm-hmm.
Which the whole idea of like, these teachers are so bad. All they need is to get some. And then they're gonna
of course.
they're gonna loosen up automatically. And I'm like, one has nothing to do with the other. Like, it might be in a slightly better mood, but they're not gonna give you a better grade because they're dating someone.
Well, that's what you think.
But clearly I was wrong, because in this movie that's exactly what happens.
That's exactly what happens.
They set him up with another one of their teachers who's like big on environmentalism, and she wants to help people. And
probably like a social studies teacher.
Yeah. But basically, they plant a letter in Mr. Hall. No, sorry, they put a letter in her box saying that Mr. Hall like wrote her a poem or something. And then, of course, she makes a comment to Mr. Hall like, "Oh, I knew you were a good guy. Like, Mrs. So-and-so was right about you." And so they start, like, Mrs. Geist. So they start having this, like, little affair between both of the teachers. And as it happens, the whole student body is, like, giving her applause during
they're
lunch.
all getting better grades.
Everybody's getting good grades because they're dating. And, if I'm dating, therefore, they're just handing out A's and B's willy-nilly.
They have their boink fest.
Their boink fest.
They have their boink fest, and now they're giving all the kids A's and B's.
So it's like...
So Miss Geist, played by Twink Kaplan, is actually the producer of the movie.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And I'm looking at her Wikipedia page, and she's actually born on Christmas in 1947.
Oh, she gets gypped on her presents.
Yeah, she probably does. Although
That's
she's
a shame.
at this point, she's probably a little old to be worrying about that. But
hey, she can still love her birthday.
Yeah,
Stop it.
We know how you women are with your birthdays.
Okay.
But yeah, so she produced this movie and also acted in it as Miss Geist. And so I guess, yes, Cher is definitely a master manipulator. But throughout the film, like, I feel like there's this dance between she's this privileged airhead, but then on the other end, like, she has like a very advanced vocabulary.
Oh yeah.
She is well read.
Exactly.
She knows about like she like corrects this college kid about
Hamlet.
About Hamlet.
Yeah.
And even like the points that she's making in debate class, she makes them in a very vapid way.
Right.
Like her
garden party.
Yeah, like her metaphors stink, but the point that she's
understands
making
the
about
point. Yeah.
like she's basically making a point about like, we have enough resources, we should be allowing immigrants into this country.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like, I was struggling with the whole movie. Like, is this girl actually smart or not? Because a lot of things that she said were like really intelligent.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of a 15-year-old's mouth.
Exactly.
But then other times I'd be like, oh, she is actually an airhead. So yeah, it was tricky. That's
what Josh was trying to figure out as well.
Josh was trying to figure it out.
Because he was like, certain things he would smile and be like, oh, there's a little bit more to her than I thought. Or even like, because he's trying to watch CNN because now he's in college. And,
But Josh was kind of pompous. He was kind of a jerk.
He was. But also, it's like, this is my kid stepsister. Like...
Yeah,
the relationship was normal. It's like, okay, you want to go shopping now, blah, blah, blah. Like, that kind of made sense. But yeah, I mean, even the idea of like her Cher saying that she wants to like, she was telling Ty, make sure you're reading at least one non-assigned school book every week. I was like, bruh, she's reading an outside book once a week? Like, I was impressed by that. I'm like, oh, she's pretty smart. I mean, like, to me, I think the smart comment she made outweighed the dumb ones. Like,
okay.
And like, yes, certain things as far as like going to her driver's test and thinking that she can just make it up and realize that, like, no, that's not how the real world works.
You cannot drive. Like, that's the other part.
At all.
Nobody even taught you, like, did she even take driving classes?
But you got to think about the world that she grew up in. Like, she gets what she wants.
Yeah.
Just by putting on a sad face or begging or daddy please.
And clearly her dad wasn't worried about her killing herself because he presumably bought her this car and was like, yeah, have fun, kid.
He also didn't, even with the grades, she was like, did you argue to get a better grade? Like, he doesn't care what you actually earn. He just wants to know that you could get it flipped to an A, which is terrible. She should be learning the content, not just like going to the teachers after the fact and being like, yo, just give me an A. That's crazy.
She should be learning the content. However, I would also argue that like being able to manipulate things is actually a life skill, especially coming from her dad's line of work, where like his whole job is to find loopholes and have a better argument. So I guess he's looking at it from the sense of like, this has actually made me wildly successful. And if this is a skill that you're learning at 15, then you're on the right track, kid.
Yeah.
I would feel worse about my kid manipulating their grade in like elementary school, because it's like, all right, bro, like, you actually need to know these things. But like, I kind of felt where he was getting from. Yes, you do want your kid to be able to like actually know things and not just argue. But I also understood where he was coming from in terms of like, this is a valuable skill to have, like the art of the deal.
Oh God!
But no, the art of negotiation, the art of, I don't know if the art of manipulation is the right word.
It's an art. But I think, I mean, going back to the question of like, maybe not intelligence, but just how responsible she was. Taking apart the driving part. But I mean, like, she makes sure her dad is eating healthy. She's watching like his caloric intake, whether or not he has high blood pressure or hypertension, and then like make sure he eats breakfast at all. I feel like she does take care of
food
him.
for him and his team.
Yeah, they're probably going to be hungry. They've been working all night. So, I mean, she definitely, once she decides that she wants to help someone, whether it's her dad, whether it's Ty, whether it's her teacher with the whole environmentalist thing, it's like she knows how to, run a clothing drive, or you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she knows how to get things done.
She's resourceful.
And she's
influential.
Yes, but she's also thoughtful because, like I said, going back to the food for her father, she could have just like came home from the party and called it a night. But she's like, Daddy's probably hungry, because once the mom passed away, she essentially runs that household, which is also why she gets away with so much, because her dad doesn't really. He's like, oh, Sherry is responsible. She can,
she can teach herself how to drive.
She'll be fine. She'll figure it out. She always does. Figure it out. But going back to what you said about the kids in the classroom, like I just was laughing to myself about when the teacher, Mr. Hall, the debate teacher, is having class. When he's having class, I noticed the kids in the classroom, first of all, half of them are on their cell phone. I'm not even sure who they were talking to or who they were calling, but
probably other kids in other different classes who were also not paying attention.
But we did see Dion and Shay in the hallway, like talking, like, oh my God, he gave me a C. Oh, I can't stand him. All right, see you later, girl. Bye. And they cross paths in the hallway. So that's probably what's happening. You also had some kids with Walkmans on, listening to music.
Good old Walkmans.
And then you also had some kids doing hair. A number of the girls had rhinoplasties. And so you could see them like trying to scratch their nose like under their bandages.
It was like a group of girls that like, it was like they had like a nose job pact. It's like, oh, this is like the nose job clique. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's what they did.
You had the stoners who were all, of course, skateboarders.
Of course, because what else are they going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know why stoners and skateboarders are supposed to be.
I don't know, but skateboarders do be smoking weed. Like, I don't know why that's a thing, but like, it is a thing. It's not wrong.
Another thing about the weed thing is like when Ty comes in, she mentions that she wants it. Basically, like she likes Travis, the skateboarder stoner guy.
Yeah, I didn't even go to Travis, who's played by Breckin Meyer.
Yeah.
And then obviously, I think I mentioned Donald Faison.
Yes, you did.
As Murray.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Travis is actually a pretty big part of this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
So basically, like, Ty comes and she sees Travis and she's attracted to him and he's funny. And, she's like, oh, he even like offered me a smoke the first time he meets me. Like, this guy's cool. And Cher's like, are you talking about like grass? Like, what? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, no, we don't. Like, it's one thing to go to a party and like you have one versus like getting high in the middle of the day. You understand the difference, right? And she's like, oh, okay. So from that, it's kind of like, okay, she's not against drugs completely. She's just saying like,
she's against doing drugs at 10 a.m.
Right.
on
just
a Tuesday.
Don't be a stoner. Like, don't be in school like high as a kite. Because at the party, she does smoke a little bit.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like if you're at a party, like you can smoke, you can drink, but like don't be one of these losers who's basically like high all day.
Right.
And they're like not even going to class and like, and like you get the sense when Ty,
Yeah.
when she shows up, it's like, oh, she's a stoner.
Yes.
So like that would have presumably been her
crowd.
her crew.
Yeah.
Had it not been for Cher. And so the whole premise of this movie is that like Cher manipulates things and people, or she knows how to basically like convince people to do what she wants them to do. She
But
gets
she's
a grade
also
that she
helping
doesn't
them out.
like. So here's the whole thing,
She's
right?
helping them.
Because what Josh said, Josh, her stepbrother, who's kind of staying with them while he's in his freshman year. He's not staying with them, but he's there often.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, every time you do something that's like presumably nice for other people, you're really just doing it for yourself. Like you have an ulterior motive. You're trying to hook up your two teachers to help them find love, but really you're doing it so that you can get a better grade. So she kind of takes it on as a challenge of like, let me see if I can actually just be nice to people without it being something for me.
Right.
Because she wants to believe that she's a better person than the way that Josh sees her.
That's
so
fair.
after they have this conversation is when Ty shows up and she's like, Dion, look, like it's a perfect opportunity
Dion's
for me
like-
to like do something good for another person. Like we can take this loser stoner girl and we can make her lit. And Dion's like, but she's trash.
Right.
Like,
She's gonna bring down like our cool factor. Like that's
and
not.
Dion does not have Cher's sense of magnanimity. Like
Yeah.
she's really
She's
just
like, why would we do that?
I'm popular and I don't care about anybody else. Like,
But Murray.
who half the time doesn't care about her, but that's a whole nother conversation. Like their whole relationship
Is a mess. They fight at every party. Some girl was dancing with Murray and she snatches the girl by the hair. She's like, back up. Like just dancing? I don't know.
And then he tried to cut his hair at the party. He tried to get a baldy. And then she was like, I'm calling your mother, and locked herself in the bathroom.
And Cher's like, yeah, this is what she does.
Yeah, like,
just
this is
leaves
what
her at
you
the
do.
party. She's like, whatever. This is.
But
this
then
is
there's
it.
a part in the movie where it's like, when nobody's around, they treat each other
They're
really
nice. Yeah.
And they're like caring to each other. So then it's like, what is this
What is that
about? Like, is
about?
this like an act? And Murray always calls her a woman.
And she hates it. And
Murray's
she
amazing.
I mean, is he amazing?
he was entertaining for me.
But I will say,
he
so
only has
like,
one row of braces, which is interesting.
there's a scene where Dion is driving and Murray's in the front seat, Cher's in the back seat. And as she's driving around, like she's still kind of learning how to drive. And Murray's trying to tell her like to relax, just keep driving. She accidentally gets on the freeway. And she's
Yeah.
freaking out. And I'm thinking back to my learning how to drive days. That would be terrifying.
Oh, the first time I got on the
Oh my
highway, I
gosh.
was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this.
Because there's so many cars, they're coming so fast.
Yeah,
You
it's
have to
crazy.
increase your speed. Because like if you go too slow, it's like somebody might ram into you. So now you're like driving faster you've ever driven before. And you're trying to like stay in the lane. You have to, I mean, it's just a lot going on.
Not to mention, we both learned how to drive in New York, which is one of the
Bruh.
most intimidating places to drive.
Bruh.
Even now, as someone who's been driving for 20 years, I'm still like, this is kind of crazy. So yeah, as a 17-year-old, getting on the highway was crazy. And a lot of those entrance and exit ramps were also very narrow.
Yeah,
So it
right,
wasn't like,
right.
it's not like in Georgia where you have like a lot of space, or somewhere in the South. It's like the highways were kind of tight and the drivers are impatient. So
Yeah.
if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, not only are you like scared for your life, but you're also going to be having a bunch of people blowing their horns at you.
I remember, so this is not really highway, but it's New York driving. I remember I was in the city with Dad. Like, I was driving for a while on a permit, and I had been
By
practicing.
yourself, of course.
Right. And slamming into mailboxes and
Right,
everything.
exactly.
And side swiping, side mirrors, and all
Yeah,
that.
classic share.
And I remember, like, I had been practicing that whole, not double parking, the parallel parking, thank you, with Dad. And he takes me into the city. And we're driving up on a hill, and he's like, all right, I want you to parallel park between these two cars on a hill. And you know these hills in New York are like sick hills. And of course, they give you like just enough space. Because in New York, parking is so hard to find that people are just parking their car wherever you can fit. So like, you're not going to get 2 car lengths to park your car. You're going to get enough for your car
You're going to get the space that the last car left you.
Exactly. So he's like, park right here.
So basically, Dad wanted you to die.
He said, park right here. So I was like, okay. So I like pull up, I put my car next to the car in front of it, getting ready to, back in. And as I'm getting ready to throw my car in reverse, there's a fire truck on the top of the hill that's about to come down. So like, blasting.
Of course.
So I'm like, and Dad's like, you gotta park.
What are you gonna do?
Right. It wasn't
what are you gonna do?
And again, like in New York, you gotta think like if you circle the block, that spot is gone. You can't circle the block.
No, you can't circle. There's no circling anything.
So he's like, you gotta park. So I was like,
So it's like a bar rescue pressure test.
Yes. The POS system.
It's like, the bar slammed. What are you doing? You gotta get those drinks out.
You're an irresponsible ass, and you knew it had to be right, and you still it up.
So I'm like, oh my God, I'm sweating bullets. I throw the car in reverse, and like, it must have been God on my side. I think Jesus took the wheel. Because I parked.
That's so stupid.
I parallel parked in like the first shot. Like it came in, I came just enough next to the sidewalk, pulled it in. Like, I mean, perfect. Didn't even touch the sidewalk. There was no light bump to the front or the back. No light touch. Nothing. No fender. Nothing. I parked it, and of course, the fire truck goes speeding by, and I'm like, and Dad's like, good job.
I knew you could do it.
You're right. He's like, perfect. But after that, my confidence was sky high because it was like, bruh, I just parked parallel parked in the city with a fire truck behind me.
You passed the John Taffer pressure test of parallel parking in New York.
So I was like, I'm lit. So after that, I was like, I could parallel park anywhere. To this day, the parking gods love me. I always find a spot in DC. Always. Wow.
That's all right. I've never heard that story before. That's very interesting.
Oh, really?
No, I've never heard that story. That's hilarious. Oh, man. So Ty shows up, and she's very like naive to their world. She's presumably from New York. She has like a very heavy accent, and they're like, you kind of got to get rid of that accent, by the way. And also like we need to give you a whole makeover.
Yeah.
Like we have the opportunity of like making you lit.
You popular.
Like you're hanging out with me, and you're hanging out with Dion. So like, let's do it.
Yeah, of course. So they dye her hair. They,
they wash out the dye that was in her
that's
hair.
right. That's right.
Because her hair was dyed red.
It was red. And they give her they cut her shirt so that her belly is exposed. And she's like, I don't want to. And they're like, come on, it'll be fine. Just let's cut your shirt for you. So she's like, okay, fine. They put makeup on her. And like poor Dion's trying to give her like eyeliner, and she keeps like blinking and laughing. And she's like, can you please just stand still? They like do a nice little makeover for her. And of course, she gets to school, and now she's walking in with Cher and Dion in a cute little outfit. And guys are like, of course, oh wow, who's that?
The maroon and
and guys are like,
nice outfit.
Guys are turning their head because, of course, in these movies, it's like once you do a makeover, the entire school's gonna notice it. First of all,
she's all that.
You're right. Took off the glasses, put a dress on her, and
that's what they did to Mrs. Geist.
They did. First of all, Mrs. Geist was a mess. Like
she's all that in her, yeah.
But she had these two like a
bow clips,
pink and a green clip in her hair.
She had awful clips. She had
like,
runs in her stockings, lipstick on her teeth.
Oh, she was a mess.
She was a hot mess, but that also makes the makeover easy because all you had to do was like
make it look
take
presentable.
the lipstick off her teeth, and then just like, oh wow, she's gorgeous. That was like all they.
She
had
also
to do.
can't see because she has no glasses anymore.
Well,
but
that's fine. She looks good. It doesn't matter.
I guess so. And then
also notice when they were in Mrs. Guy's class, she's showing them a video of like some tragedy in another country that she's wants them to feel bad about, and I'm like, why is the TV in the back of the classroom?
I did
it wasn't even in the front of the classroom, so of course none of the kids are watching it. They're all just like doing their nails and talking on the phone. And she's like, oh, this is so terrible.
So
like, can you imagine losing all of your things? How would it make you feel? And then Elton's like, can I get the pass?
In every class he says that. Can I get the pass? What is he doing?
He wants to leave class.
Elton was trash.
Elton was trash.
Can we please talk about how trash he was?
Elton. We gotta talk about Elton.
So Elton, of course, is like the most popular guy in school.
Rolling with the homies.
Oh my God, that part. So I was watching with my husband last night, And when Elton started like doing that dance at the party, he's like leaning back, then leaning forward, then leaning back, then leaning forward. And then of course Ty hits her head and he just like, come on, you ready to party? Rolling with the home. And she's like, rolling with the home. He was like,
rolling with the homie. She thought she was in the studio. She was trying to get a record
like,
deal.
the song sounds nothing like that. I'm like, the song sounds nothing like that.
They made their own melody for the record. Coolio's rolling in his grave. He's not even dead. He's still rolling in the grave. And they're doing that. This movie probably pisses him off.
And my husband was like, why are they doing that? I was like, it's supposed to be fun, babe.
Rolling with the homies. Brittany Murphy was trying to get a record deal.
She really was. She really was. So of course, basically Cher tells Ty like, oh, he's available because he just broke up with his girlfriend. He's mad popular. He's a friend of ours.
This is your way.
Yeah, like if you start dating him, like
can't hardly wait.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect right there. She's like, okay, cool. So forget about Travis, the guy you actually like, because he's not cool enough for you. Because now you have status.
Travis is a stoner.
Yeah,
and she's like, look, like he comes to class every once in a while. He'll say something funny. We all laugh, but it's like nobody takes him seriously.
Right.
You can't date that kid because if you do, then your social capital is like basically gone.
Right.
So she's like, oh, I can't? And she's like, yo, trust us.
We know.
Like, we live here, bro. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. So, of course, at the party, she's like trying to like do things to attract his attention. So it's like, well, laugh with another guy in his eyesight. Don't look directly at him. There's always like, like flirting adjacent things you can do. And it's like, oh, let's dance all seductively away from him, but in his eyesight. But as I'm watching the movie, and it's like, bruh, like it was obvious to me he liked Cher from like even before Ty got there.
He kept kissing her.
Thank you.
Like
he kept kissing
when the movie
her.
started, I thought it was her boyfriend.
Yes,
because he was kissing her a lot.
Yes, on the mouth every time.
Like every time he'd be like grabbing her, like, oh,
yeah,
and then she's like, okay, like
he's one of my good friends.
Her whole thing was like, I don't take high school boys seriously, so I don't think she was even like thinking about him.
Yeah. Because even when she's walking at the beginning, you see guys like try to put their arm around her. And she's like, oh my God, get off me. Like she just doesn't, they're just
she
people
doesn't even
that
consider them.
Yeah, I get it. But it's also like, you didn't notice the fact that he's always trying to make out with you? No?
She also didn't notice that Christian was a gay man. So
well.
there's a lot of things that Cher's not noticing when it comes to men.
Christian took it to this party and spent the entire time talking to the bartender. And then the band.
What's up, Toots? You ready to roll? It's like, who is this guy, man?
All he needed was a cigar. That's all he needed.
Put it there, Pops. Is your broad ready yet? Like, what? He came into her house mad disrespectful, bro.
He said something about like the bricks, like, nice bricks you got here. Like,
nice pile of bricks.
Yeah.
Nice pile of bricks you got here.
You drink?
No, thanks, I'm cool.
I'm not offering. I'm asking you if you drink. You think I give alcohol to teenage drivers taking my daughter out?
Hey, man, the protective vibe, I dig.
Like,
and Josh was like, I don't like this
who
guy.
Does this kid think he is? A 50s detective? I hated him so much.
Josh was like, I don't like this guy. And the dad was like, why? He's like, I don't trust this guy. I don't know.
He don't like the cut of his jib. Don't like the cut of his jib at all. I mean, speaking of things I hated, I also just like hated how Cher was acting in this house party. It was so annoying to me, bro, because it was like, it was so obvious that Ty and Travis were like a good match for each other. And Cher was so stuck on this, like, you have to do this thing to be this person. And if you want to fit into this mold, you have to be with these types of people. You have to do these types of things. And she was so busy trying to shoehorn Ty into this idea of what she thought popular girls are supposed to act like, that she was ignoring who Ty actually was.
Yeah.
And she was ignoring the fact that, like, Ty actually likes Travis and Travis actually likes Ty. I was like, no, that doesn't matter. Yeah. You can't do that because that's not what we do.
Well, yeah.
And it was like...
That's the 90s idea, though. Like, the popular kids.
Yo, it was
You gotta stick to your clique.
Even at the end of the party where she's, like, trying to force Ty to get into
Oh,
the
yeah.
car with
He's like, why would I drive over there?
and he's like, bro, this is not even where
This
I'm
is not the
going.
right way. And she was like, no,
yeah,
it's
but
fine.
you have to take Ty home. He's like, but I'm going in this direction, and that's where you live. So let me take you home.
And also, I want to bone you.
Well, yeah, she found that out the hard way.
God, that guy was gross.
Yeah, Elton.
He like they got of course. So like
Elton was bad news.
He goes to drive her home, and then he pulls off to the side, and she's like, "Why are we pulling off over here? Like this is not." And he was like, "Oh yeah, like let's just." And he tries to make a move on her, and she's like, "What are you doing? Like we're just like."
No, he goes like, "Oh yes, I knew it. I knew you were into me too." And she's like,
"What are you talking about? You're like one of my best friends. Like that's not." And he's like, "No, I knew you." And then she was like, "No." He tries to make a move on her. She pushes back, and he still is like goes in.
He tried to make a move on her like 4 times.
It's like, bro, how many times? She said no, and then eventually she gets out the car because she's like, "No, like stop." And then he's like, "Come on, let's get back in the car." And it's like at this point. It's like I see why she did it because like, bro, I'm not trying to get molested. Number one, but now I'm outside, like in this dangerous, like I don't know where I am. It's the middle of the night, and then of course he like fine peels off.
Fine, you don't want to get back in my car? I'm out of here.
Right, leaves her there, and then of course this guy comes out of nowhere with a gun, puts a gun to her head, and is like basically give me your phone and
give me your purse,
all that stuff. And I started to wonder like. After her purse gets stolen, she ends up going to the payphone and calling Josh. But with what money?
Payphones are free in movies.
Oh, okay.
You don't need the 25
Because I was
cents.
like, where's the money come from? Because I don't get that.
There were a bunch of quarters sitting on top of the payphone, so she just picked one up.
Oh, I missed that part. So she calls Josh. Of course, Josh has a girl in his bed. And then he's like, oh, it's my sister. I got to go. And she's like, are you serious right now? And he was like, yeah, like. I mean, I gotta go pick her up.
She wasn't even really mad though, but it was also just like he's like, "Yo, you owe me big time."
Yeah.
Because the party that they went to is an hour away, so it's like
it's out in the valley.
I'm putting myself out on presumably a Friday or Saturday night to go pick you up because you got mugged. Which is like
it wasn't her fault.
Yeah, it wasn't her fault,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna just like leave her out there like, "Oh, sorry." So he did what he had to do as a helpful brother, but that's when they pick her up, and then that's when the whole Hamlet conversation happens.
Comes out.
Actually, Hamlet didn't say that.
And she's like, oh, sorry, I just, I read Hamlet. And she's like, well, I know what Mel Gibson said. Because that's her reference, Mel Gibson.
Well, that's actually a really important part of the movie because they're discussing the phrase "to thine own self be true," which is like, we're not at the theme part of the episode yet, but that is like the core theme of this movie.
Right.
Of like, who are you actually, and like, are you allowed, or are you allowing yourself to be who you really are?
Who you are.
And I feel like that's ultimately like the balance that Ty is struck with. Of course, now after Elton tries to get with Cher, he's basically like, me and Ty can't work. Do you know who my father is? Like, I'm like one of them dudes, and Ty is like
she's a nobody.
She's a nobody. I can't date her. Me and you make sense. And she's like, but I don't like you. So now Elton's out the picture for Ty. She's heartbroken. Cher's feels bad because she's been pushing Ty towards Elton this whole time. And then eventually, I'm trying to figure out what happens, but this is when Christian shows up.
Oh yeah, and basically she's trying to figure out.
So now a new boy shows up.
So she's like, oh, maybe I should date this guy.
And she's like, yo, he's like, he dresses cool. He keeps showing me attention.
But bro, the first thing he says to her is like nice stems about her shoes. Like, bro, a man is not gonna.
I've never used the word stems in my life. I didn't even know that was a shoe type. Like I honestly, I've heard of stilettos. I've heard of pumps.
Kitten heels.
I've heard of kitten heels. Of course, I've heard of kitten heels. But stems, I don't even know what that is, bro.
He said nice stems, and she was like, and I'm like, bro, what about that made you think like this guy, this guy's into me?
Nah, she was clueless.
Well, yeah.
And
then of course, like he was actually funny to me. So like when they go to that party, so they're going to a college party. I think it was like Josh's college or something. So at first I was like, why are they giving people alcohol when these kids are like 15? But then I remember that like it's actually a college party, but they didn't ask for ID.
That's when he shows up and he's like, nice pile of bricks you got here, pal.
Yeah. So when Christian takes her.
Why does he think he's from the like? What was that whole thing? Even his car.
They never. His car was nice.
His car was nice, but
But
his car looked like it was straight out of the 50s.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy? And then the dad was like, what, who are you? What are you doing? You think the death of Sammy Davis left an opening in the Rat Pack? That line made me laugh out loud.
No,
that was so funny.
Everything about Christian made me laugh. And then when they get to the party, he says he goes to the bar, comes back to Cher, and he's like, they're charging for brewskis. And I was like, what? They're charging for brewskis, first of all.
They're
like
charging for brewskis.
How old are you?
I
kept going back
so
to that. You're 16, bro. You're 16.
What do you think? They were just giving it away for free?
I don't understand.
They're in a club. It's not like somebody's backyard.
House party, right.
Where somebody has a keg. It was like, yo, you're in a club. They're going to always charge for drinks.
But I also caught there, like, when they had these parties, was like, you remember how big ska music was?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was all over the movie, and I remember being like, I remember this phase. You had a big ska phase
I did
there
have
for
ska
a bit.
phase. Yeah.
Where you loved that big band, like, type of sound and dancing around, hopping around.
I feel like ska was popular for like 3 years. Probably from like 1995 to like 1997. And then by 98, it was like nobody was into ska anymore. But it did have a moment for sure.
Yeah,
Mighty
was
Boss
pretty
Tones
big.
was like
kind
of popular at that point.
Yeah. So along with that, like those big, like those Jenko jeans, like do you remember those? Like the bottom of the jeans would cover the entire shoe of the guy wearing them. It was just like the big baggy pants with like the chain hanging out was huge, and like I never really got.
90s was just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Murray spends half of the movie with his pants barely on.
Oh yeah, it's underneath his butt cheek.
Yeah,
like.
And he has a beeper.
How's it even staying up? I don't even understand.
He's holding it. He's holding it the whole time. Why as he waddles towards Dion.
Come here, woman. Yeah, that was very. And then like even when they're talking to Ty and they're talking about like how Cher is still a virgin. I'm like, bruh, she's like 15, 16. Okay, call it 16. But it's like, oh my god, you're still a virgin. She's like,
you are.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
And Dion's like, I mean, like, technically I still am. Like, Murray's very happy, but, you know, technically I'm still a virgin. Until the highway episode, and then, of course.
Well, he saved her from dying on the highway. She had to give him something.
So after that.
What else could she do?
After that, it was over.
She had no choice.
But I was like, yo, these kids, man. I never realized. When I was watching when I was younger, I always thought they were older for some reason.
Well, that's because how they presented, how they talked, how they dressed. Everything about them seemed older, except is like, oh, we're supposed to just believe that they're in high school.
Yeah.
But they didn't act like 15-year-old kids.
Not at all. Not even close. And even like the outfits, when you think about when they went to gym. So of course, for their class, Jim was just like wearing anything that was black and white. Apparently, like that was the gym uniform. It's like a prison yard. I mean, some had on tank tops, some had tube tops, some had like bikini bottom. I was like, what are they wearing here?
They weren't wearing gym clothes, and they certainly weren't participating either.
They stood in line and they walked over with like, was it a tennis racket?
Yeah, they were supposed to hit the ball once. I don't really understand. It's like, all right, Cher, it's your turn. The ball's coming. It's like, what?
But Cher even said this is not really qualified as gym class if all we're doing is staying in line for 45 minutes.
Yeah,
like she said
stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like, Cher's perceptive and she's kind of intelligent. She's just kind of vapid at the same time. It's a very interesting character. So after this whole thing, she's like dating Christian. He's not really giving her attention. She invites him over and tries to like woo him. I don't really know what she was planning to do with this man. I don't know if she was planning to lose her virginity to him, which that would have been a real disaster.
I think she was. Because remember she said something about Dion, like, tonight I might, whatever. So Dion, like, set the lighting mood and, like, made sure her lips were perfect.
Her face was beat. She had on a dress. Like, she was dressed to the nines.
And then her dad was like, what is that? It's like, Daddy, it's a dress. And he's like, says who? Calvin Klein.
Right.
So that was the whole, like...
And then he comes over. She damn near burns a roll of cookies that she doesn't even separate. She just
throws it.
She put the whole wad of dough in the oven and burnt it. Then he's like, oh, let's go watch a movie. And then she's trying to, like, rub his leg with her foot. And then he's looking at her like, what are you doing?
She's like, my feet are
And
cold.
she's like, my feet are cold. So he grabs a pillow and just puts it on top of her feet. Like, all right, back to the movie.
He's giving you like, because like he didn't put his arm around
He's
you.
giving her
He
nothing.
didn't. Come on.
So then it's later when Murray finally is like, wait, you didn't know?
Bruh.
Like, this man is gay. And she's
She's like, what?
She's like, oh, you thought this was your man?
And then he busts out laughing.
It's like, you thought this was your man? Like, he doesn't even like women. They're like, no, this is not your man. So then that whole thing goes down. And then I feel like the last real big thing that happens is when Ty is flirting with some guys at the mall, and like almost like they're playing with her, but they play too much, and they're like holding her over the balcony.
Right.
At this point, Cher realizes that Christian is gay, and so now they're just friends. Mm-hmm. They're hanging out.
Her shopping partner.
Yeah, they're shopping together. They see what's happening with Ty. Cher and Ty have had a falling out because of the whole Christian thing, or because of the whole Elton thing.
No, they have a falling out after this happens.
After this, okay.
Because, like, she basically, they're holding her over. Christian goes and saves her. When they go back to school, Ty is playing it up. Like, oh my God, my life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah, I had a traumatic
And so everybody
experience.
was like, oh my God, I heard like some gang members, like, try to kill Ty. And she was like, that's not what happened.
No, yeah.
Like a gun was held to my head.
Yeah.
And like nobody cares.
No.
And now all of a sudden Ty's the most popular one. Everybody wants to sit around her. Ty's telling them to scoot over for Cher. Mm-hmm. And she's like, bro, like what just happened? Like,
I'm Cher.
Yeah, like I made you who you are.
But I think that's the kind of the karma of it. It's like you created this monster and now you're realizing how awful this person is, but like you made her awful because she wasn't going to become this naturally.
Yeah, that's true.
She was a completely different person, and then you told her this is the way you're supposed to act, and now you're seeing that like, oh, like this is actually trash.
Yeah, and then she ends up having feelings for Josh.
That's what it was.
And this is when Cher realizes, oh my God, like I think I like Josh.
Yeah,
which is like crazy.
Cher, like I said, Cher is not understanding anything that's happening with men this entire movie. She doesn't realize that Elton likes her. She doesn't realize that Christian's gay. She doesn't even realize that she has a crush on Josh until somebody else does.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, wait, maybe I love my former stepbrother.
So when I was watching this before, I thought that Josh's character was older than he actually is.
Yeah.
Because he's just an undergrad. He's like a freshman.
Yeah, he's like presumably 19 years old.
Yeah. For some reason, I think because he was helping her dad with the law stuff, I thought he was like in law school or like much older. And so watching it before, I used to be like, why is this old? Like, this guy's creepy. But watching it back now, I'm like, oh, he wasn't actually that much older than her.
Also, Paul Rudd was like 27 when he played the role. So he didn't look like a 19-year-old kid. So, like, is it creepy if he's 19 and she's 15? Because
16. Let's call it 16.
Now we're calling it 16.
Well, I mean, I said 15, 16. 15, 16.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 15 and 19. That's a lot. Like, because at 15, like, your mindset at 15 and 19 are two completely different beasts.
They did feel like peers, like, when they interacted, but I feel like they could have, like, cleaned a lot of this up by just making her a senior. Like, there was no reason for her to be 16.
To be that young.
It really didn't have anything to do with
They just wanted the driver license stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, but that's not really an important part of this movie. And I feel like the Josh part is a very important part. It's like, I always...
Just make her older.
I always felt like the relationship with Josh was a little weird. Even when I was watching it as a high school student, I was like, this guy seems a little old.
That's just sketch, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 19 and 16... I guess it's passable. They're only 3 years apart. If they were like 29 and 26, then great. But like a 16-year-old girl and a college freshman is a little weird. Yeah.
It's a little different. But, he seemed to be very respectable. They didn't like have any like, steamy sex scene. It was just like, oh.
God, no.
I like him. He likes me. And, they kissed a couple of times.
Cher ends up getting with Josh. Ty ends up getting with Travis.
As she should.
Travis ends up getting clean.
Oh, that's right.
He donates his bongs to the drive for the Pismo Beach disaster. And then she's like, I don't know. I guess you can put this with
Kitchenware.
the kitchenware stuff. And he's like, yeah, that's where I kept it. So, and yeah, Travis is now in a 12-step program.
Yes.
And he starts attending a amateur skateboarding league.
Yes.
And then Cher's sitting there and she's like, oh, now that I'm sitting here, I'm noticing that like Ty and Travis really seem to have a spark. It's like, girl, they've had a spark since the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't understand what you didn't see that you're seeing now, that maybe because Travis is sober, you're seeing him in a new light. Maybe. I don't know what the whole situation was with that, but it's like, bro, like, it was obvious that they liked each other from the beginning.
And also what's dumb about that, it was like, it wasn't until she like kind of gave the okay that it was cool for Ty to date him. Because if you think about it, until she was like, she saw it and was like, oh, they have a spark. They weren't together before then. So it's like, you needed Cher to okay your relationship.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it that way, but that is
like,
true.
Damn, Ty.
So, all right, so let me ask you this.
What didn't age?
Before we get to what didn't age well, what do you think Cher actually learns in this movie? Does she learn anything, or is she still the same character as the beginning of the film?
Yikes. What did she learn? Maybe that in relationships, you may not always know what you want. Like, you might be looking for a certain type of guy, and
But
you
he
realize...
ends up being gay.
I mean, that could happen. Yeah,
It does. That
it
does
does
happen.
happen. But also, like, she never would have dreamed that she would talk to someone like Josh. Like,
No,
he's pretentious.
that's right.
He's this, he's that. So,
Yeah.
but then
With
it's
his
like
Amnesty International T-shirt.
God.
Watching CNN at 4 p.m.
he's reading Nietzsche. Like,
Nietzsche, yeah, by the pool.
by the
Yeah.
pool. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're doing the most right now. So like, yeah, I think like, and that really, as you get older, that will continue to change, right? Like, as you get older, you start thinking like, okay, I want this kind of person in someone that I date, and then you realize like, is that really good for me, or do I necessarily even really want that? Does that person even want me? And then as you get older, you start to realize like, oh, I thought this was important. It's actually not. I actually really rock with this. So I think she learned because, like I said, Josh was nowhere near on her radar.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I guess the idea of being clueless in love, I think everyone is a little bit like, especially at that age, at 16.
Yeah, for sure.
We're all clueless. We don't know what the heck is going on. Not to mention like people who, you know, may try to date as a straight person and then realize later on like, oh, I'm actually gay, or vice. You know what I'm saying? So It's like, you're 16, bro.
Yeah.
We're all clueless. Like,
Yeah,
that's just what it is. And to be fair, I mean, she and Josh start dating when she's 16 years old. They're probably not gonna last. So she's probably still clueless. And then eventually we'll learn later on again what it is that who she is and what she wants. So yeah, it's a learning thing. It's a revolving thing. It's just, you know, it's ongoing. So yeah, she's changed, but I don't think she's done changing. I think it's a fluid thing.
All right. Well, you teased this earlier, so now I guess we can get into any items in this movie that maybe did not age
There's a lot.
as well over time.
a lot of these phrases were like cringe.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Donald Faison talking about Christian, he calls him a cake boy. I was like,
yeah,
that was kind of gross.
Not great.
Ty also calls herself Retard. And I was like,
is there a toddler in the room spelling it out?
I spelled it out. 'Cause that's not a good phrase anymore. I don't want to say it.
No, it's not.
So it used to be like a medical term, but they have since changed it.
MR.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to, you know, offend anyone by saying it, but yeah, that she called herself that, and of course I cringed because I was like, we don't say that word anymore.
Yeah, I had that one written down too. And also Murray says he calls them bitches at one point.
Oh, of course.
When they're sitting in the car, he's like, "You two bitches are always something."
So they were talking about Christian again, and the quote was, "Are you bitches blind or something? He's a cake boy." I was like, "Oh my god,
2 for 1." There you go, Murray.
I was like, "Oh Lord." So yeah, that was really, and then like of course, you know, I want to say it doesn't age well, but it's just the whole stereotype of like, of course, the gay boy wants to go shopping and like
He's an eye for fashion.
You know, it's like
he loves art. And,
it's like, okay, we get it, but it's like, of course, we know, gay people are not a monolith, so we're not gonna, put people all in one box. But also, speaking from a woman's perspective, there was a lot of talking here when Cher and Dion are talking about like what food they ate. Like, oh my God, I'm such a pig. I had a handful of this with that. And it's like that idea of having to be very, very skinny was also big in the 90s, which would not fly today. Because it's like, why are we talking about that you had a handful of popcorn or oatmeal and you feel so fat because you had 2 coffees
and
today?
3 pieces of licorice.
It's like, like that was like very, very noticeable because it was like, that's not something that we would put in movies today.
And then even when Ty's feeling bad about the whole situation with Elton, her solution is like, oh, let's all hang out and just like eat whatever
you want. Right. It's like a reward.
Yeah, this will be our big cheat.
I was like, oh God, y'all was 16.
Right.
Stop it. So yeah, that was kind of weird. Anything else that didn't age well, or do you want to talk about some quotes?
I think the main thing, is still I'm still a little
the age
about the whole college freshman with the 16-year-old girl.
That's fair.
Don't love it.
That's fair.
It's not as bad as if he was a college senior, of course, but it's still. If I was in 10th grade and one of my classmates was dating a college freshman, I'd probably be side-eyeing it. And don't even get me started if I was a college freshman and one of my classmates was dating a 16-year-old.
Oh my
I'd
God.
definitely be side-eyeing it.
Yeah.
So, not great. Not the worst, but it's not great.
They could have done better.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
This movie has so many quotes that I don't even want to go through all of them.
So many.
We talked about the Sammy Davis one earlier. We talked about the herbal refreshments one. I think one of the really funny ones at the beginning, like this movie is kind of narration style. So Cher is kind of like narrating the film from the beginning to the end. And at the beginning of the film where she introduces her best friend, she's like, this is my best friend, Dion, and da-da-da-da. And she says, Dion and I are both named after famous singers from the past who now do infomercials.
Yeah. I had that one too. That was cute.
That was one of my favorite quotes.
There's a few. Yeah, you're right. There's a few.
There's a few. They were churning out.
They were giving us.
This is one of those quick hitter movies where it's like if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss a lot of jokes because they're
everywhere. They're everywhere.
Sure.
Like she says about how she does not date boys in high school. She says searching for a boy in high school is as meaningless as searching for meaning in a Pauly Shore movie. I was like, dang.
Yeah. All right. I think it's probably time for us to get to themes and then rewind, rewatch.
I'll do one more quote. I'm sorry.
Sure.
One more.
It's burning.
It's burning.
Yeah.
So it's Amber, the redhead.
Yep.
And they're at gym getting ready to do the tennis racket hit the ball thing. And Amber raises her hand like she can't do it. And teacher's like, what? And she's like, I don't want to do an activity where balls fly at my nose. And then Dion goes, well, there goes your social life. Because, of course, Amber just had a rhinoplasty, and so she didn't want any balls hitting her new nose job.
Right. Man, these kids were loaded, man.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
All right.
So, themes. I mean, I think you kind of talked about, like, what Cher learned in terms of, like, don't box yourself in. You might be open to more than you think you should be. Especially in high school, you're probably thinking, like, oh, I'm supposed to date this kind of guy or whatever. But, like, as you get older, those things matter less and less.
Yep.
I think another big theme for me was just, it sounds simple, but like you can't BS your way through life. I feel like
you can't. What?
I feel like I feel like that's another big theme of this movie of just like she's like I said, she starts out the film pretty vapid, where it's just kind of like, oh, like I don't really have to try to do anything. And I'm just gonna kind of just like do whatever and then convince people to give me what I want. But I feel like over the course of the movie, she's like, especially the driving test, I think is like the first really big example where it's like, oh, you can't just like get another chance. Like you actually have to actually learn how to drive. You have to actually like stay in a lane. You have to actually like not knock over people who are riding on bikes. Like he's like, yeah, you failed. And she's like, I
What?
did?
She couldn't
She
believe
doesn't
it.
understand this
Yeah.
concept because she's never really failed because she's always just been able to talk her way out of it. But I think the bigger theme for me is this idea of helping people for the sake of helping people, right? Like, whenever she did anything for anybody else, it was always with an ulterior motive. And I feel like she learns that you can help others without an ulterior motive and it's
Right.
still gratifying. And I think that's
At the
all
end.
culminated by the big Pismo Beach disaster drive that she basically spearheads. She says she wants to get involved, and before you know it, the entire class is engaged in
Yeah,
this thing.
because Cher is leading it.
Cher is like wildly influential. So once she starts doing something, Dion gets in, Murray gets in, everybody is pitching in. They're all donating to this drive, and she feels good about it. The teachers that she hooks up at the beginning to get better grades, they end up getting married, and her and a bunch of the students are at their wedding.
They're at the wedding, yeah.
And then even just being able to see like Ty and Travis happy. So like I feel like that was like one of the big themes of like helping others feels good. It doesn't have to be about you.
Yeah. Okay, I got like a couple of fun facts, if
Okay.
I can do that. Okay, so number 1, Lauryn Hill auditioned for the role of Dion.
Huh. That would have been cool.
It would have been different, but I don't
Sister
know.
Act 2 was probably the same year as this, right? 95?
I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't see her as Stacey Dash pulled off that like rich ditzy like.
Sister Act 2 was 1993.
I don't know if I would see Lauryn Hill doing that like ditzy role. I don't know. She probably could have done it, but
At that time, I feel like she could have pulled it off. And we didn't really know who Stacey Dash was before this movie anyway. We wouldn't have missed her. Yeah.
She was very good looking. So.
Oh my God, Stacey Dash. Oh, bro. I just remember like there's certain girls from the 90s. This is so stupid, and like the women who listen to this are definitely gonna judge me. But I remember hanging out with a couple of my friends. We did a European trip, and we were literally sitting in a restaurant.
Euro trip?
It wasn't quite a Euro trip. We're sitting in a restaurant in Paris, drinking wine, and had like
You sound mad pretentious right now.
we had like a 2-hour conversation about like our favorite 90s hotties.
Okay, that's not bad.
And we're like ranking them, and like it was like a whole thing. And you know Topanga was pretty high
Of
up.
course.
But
Katie Holmes?
Stacey Dash, Katie Holmes is not even in the same category
Okay, sorry.
as Stacey Dash was just like, what? Like, who is like? I've never even seen anything like this in real life. I didn't understand
Anything like
yeah,
this.
like the hotness was like different. It was just like this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, and now
funny.
she's a crazy person. So
Well, that's unfortunate. Fun fact number 2, Alicia Silverstone had over 60 costume changes, and she got to keep most of her wardrobe, which is pretty lit.
that's fire.
It was just pretty lit. Because we saw, I mean, she
So
had
she wore
so many.
60 outfits in this movie.
They said over 60 costume changes.
That's crazy,
Right?
I didn't realize that.
Because every scene we see her in, she's got like, for the most part, she's got something else.
Yeah.
Like every party, when she's home, when she's with Josh, when she's with like different fits.
Wow.
At school, different fits. And then the last 2 are quick ones by Paul Rudd. So Paul Rudd was destined to be in this movie. He auditioned for the roles of Murray, Christian, and Elton.
Wow.
He was like, I'm going to be in this movie one way or the other.
I wonder how like the Murray character plays.
That's what I was
If
thinking.
Murray and Dion are white, then I feel like you write
The
that
writing
entire
is
character
different.
completely differently because
Of course.
he's written as a black man.
Yes. Not to mention there's like a Ike and Tina reference. So it's like that wouldn't,
Yeesh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't work either with 2 white people. You just change the writing. And then the last one with Paul Rudd was when they were filming, Paul Rudd was actually mugged, had his backpack stolen at one point. Yeah, while they were filming in LA.
Wow. And,
Yeah.
and then Sherry gets mugged in the movie.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
nice little parallel.
It's funny because I'm watching the movie last night and I'm like, yo, this dude ends up being a Marvel superhero. Like,
Wait, what?
he's Ant-Man.
Oh, that's the guy who mugged her. I was
No,
like, wait,
I'm
what?
talking about Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I never would have seen that coming
Yeah.
in 1995. Like, this is crazy. Like,
He blew up.
Yo, he really did.
I always
blow
think
up.
about Friends because I'm a Friends addict. When I think about Paul Rudd and like how he and Phoebe ends up getting married, and so I'm like,
That's interesting. That doesn't even cross my mind when I think of Paul.
I've watched Friends way more than you have.
Yes,
so,
you have, for sure.
and more recently than you have. So yeah, I think of that. I also Ant-Man, yes, of course. I think of other movies, but for some reason I always think of Friends and Phoebe, and I'm like, oh, look at how far he's come.
I think of him and Seth Rogen getting high at the circus.
Cirque du Soleil, baby.
Yeah. What movie is that? Knocked Up?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out right now, man. The mushrooms are turning on me.
Yeah.
The shrooms are turning on me, man. All right.
Good stuff.
Let's do it.
Time for the moment of truth.
Rewind, rewatch. How many rewinds are you giving to Clueless?
Clueless was fun, man. Clueless was fun. I keep going back to nostalgia, but it's there, man. They had like little clips of like snack wells in there. And,
I saw that, yeah.
And Starbucks. Cher was drinking a lot of Starbucks.
She was drinking Starbucks
in this
in
movie.
class.
Yeah, it was all over the place. And I feel like when you're watching it, like you're like, oh, I remember the baggy pants. Oh, I remember this. I remember that. It's just it's a fun movie. I will say if it's on TV, I will at least watch it for a commercial break. If it's on, I'm gonna leave it on for a little bit. I'm probably not gonna be like, oh, it's on, let me watch the whole thing. But I'll keep it on for a few minutes. So, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I enjoy it. It's fun. It's nostalgic for me, you know. I enjoy it. I like seeing all the different people that are in it, seeing where they are now, seeing all the little things I missed before, and also like Christian's character just cracks me up. Like I know you hate him, but I just find him so amusing that every time he was on the screen, I would just be laughing.
I was like, why is he doing this? Like, just talk like a normal person.
He was great. He was
Who
great.
does he think he is? Nice pile of bricks you got here, pal. I'm like, I feel like I'm.
Uh-oh. So,
No.
Are they gonna be mad at you?
No, they're not gonna be mad at me. I feel like I am. I mean, I'm kind of going back to what I said at the beginning of the movie, the beginning of the podcast, where I was saying that like every time I watch this movie, I feel like I'm picking up different things, or like there's scenes that I didn't fully remember that it feels like I'm watching for the first time. And for me, that has a lot to do with the rewatch value of this movie. Also, the fact that I watched it like fairly recently and then watched it again last night and still had like a ton of fun. I feel like it is nostalgic because it has like those 90s references that you talk about, but it also was very intentionally modernized and has that feel of freshness to it that it doesn't feel like every other 90s movie. Because it did feel like they were kind of like separating themselves in terms of like the slang and the outfits and even just like their vocabulary. I'm gonna give this movie a 5.
Oh,
like I was really trying to think of like, I started at 5. I'm like 5. That's probably too high, and I was really trying to rationalize why I wouldn't, and I couldn't think of any reason not to. Like this is a movie that I really enjoy watching every time I watch it. And I feel like it's funny. I feel like it has good themes. The acting is good. Like there really isn't too much that I could take away from it. I got to give it a 5.
Okay, strong scores for Clueless, a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you would rate this film. Any other final words before we wrap up episode 12?
Hit us up at RR90spod.
Yep.
Also send us any emails, rewindrewatch1990s@gmail.com. Please keep those requests coming. We love to see them, and we're working our way through the list. And then, as Joel said, if you had any thoughts on this movie or any other movies we've covered before, please let us know. We're happy to chat and talk about it.
All right. Episode 13 next week.
Lucky 13.
Yeah, there
dun,
we
dun,
go.
dun.
Adios.
Later.
Rolling with the homies.